We are very excited about the film because primarily it's an exciting topic, and we hope that excites people to go and watch the film. It's funny, but imagine a situation where two people are trying to be suicide bombers and trying to blow up things, but eventually they're not good at what they do. And in that process, they realize about each other's religion, and then of course, the larger message that it's all about love and peace and not about war.
I was excited from day one. When I heard the script was very exciting. Then the director was exciting. Then I got to know that the very exciting Riteish Deshmukh is going to be a part of it. Then even the writing was exciting. The character was very exciting. I think everything is exciting about the film. And then the promo came out to be very exciting. People are very excited, so they also came out with a lot of excitement that we are looking forward to the film. So very excited for 31st July. Overexcited? Yeah, it's my film.
No, I think the humor is different. It's not to anything similar that I've done in the past. It's more in a satire form, and where you are taking a serious issue, but you are actually cracking a few jokes at things around. But the journey is real. What they're trying to do is a real thing, but they're trying to crack jokes, make fun of things around, and then see the humor in it more than trying to see the serious side, because eventually things will get serious.
It's not slapstick. It's not slapstick.
It's not slapstick. It's poker
actually
face.
Slapping the serious topics with a funny stick.
Yeah. Well said.
Karan told me.
He's written that line?
It's my line.
Well done.
बहुत वाट लगी हुई थी. I was very scared when I got to know that it's Riteish Deshmukh that I have to share the screen with, and how do I perform comic scenes in front of him, because he has an impeccable comic timing. So I was very excited, but very, very scared as well.
Just to tell you that I have paid him for all this.
Can I continue your tarif? And he's been here for a long time, and he's my senior. But he never made me feel like he's my senior, and he always treated me like a younger brother, because he's too elder to me, at least 15 years, if I'm not wrong. So to work with an old guy would have been a little difficult. So I was a little scared, but then he kind of, he made me very comfortable. Jokes apart, but yeah. Thank you so much for supporting me all through the film and opening me up.
My son and he share the same nappies. Itna chota hai.
He doesn't change both the nappies.
I'll tell you about Hafiz bin Ali. He is a very strong believer. He's a proud Muslim guy. He's a strong believer in what he does, and which is rightfully so, He works at a call center and he talks to American issues on the call center. And then he meets his Abba Jan. He owns an organization called Al-Kam Tamam. So Al-Kam Tamam, they're recruiting to bomb this peace mission, and they think that he is a gullible guy who will, if we brainwash him, he'll be brainwashed far easily, because he believes in his religion and it's easy to misguide him. So he's misguided, and they start training him to be a suicide bomber, and he has no idea what it is. It's just that, you go this and this is great for this and whatever, and stupid, really stupid things that they do. I think to get on this, you have to be a believer. But you have to be stupid to be brainwashed, and these guys are those people.
Similar kind of situation, similar setup. He's from the north of Bangistan, I'm from the south of Bangistan, Praveen Chaturvedi. So in the south of Bangistan, I am this guy's influenced and brainwashed by this guy who heads a fundamentalist party over there. And he also knows there's this guy is the one who believes truly in his faith, and he's easy to brainwash. because of certain weaknesses, this, that and all that stuff, that he's not going to apply much of his brain. They brainwash him, convince him to become a suicide bomber for the sake of not letting peace happen, because that will not be good for their particular religion. And so he agrees to do that. And it's like they basically, so this guy wants to be an actor, so he performs at Ram Leela under a tree where 4 people are watching him playing Bajrang Bali, hanging on the tree. So his dream is to become an actor, a famous one. So they kind of brainwash him ki this will be your biggest showcase ever, and you can, you know, so the entire world is your stage. You go ahead there, people will remember you forever and ever. And he gets brainwashed, he reaches there, and in the process, because he is disguising himself as the other religion, he tries to understand their religion so that he doesn't do any mistake in disguising himself. And in that process, he understands that every faith and every religion is basically talking about peace and the same thing. So peace is the main funda over here and not what they taught us. Or so we've like got exploited and come over here. So now I'm sounding boring, the film is very interesting.
Isolation, anything can look strange, anything can be controversial, but in totality you have to give it a view. You have to see the entire thing to figure out what is the eventual message, what is the journey. It's not like कि ये इंसान ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, नहीं यार, कोई भी कुछ भी कर सकता है, हमारा इंसान ऐसा नहीं कर सकता, ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है. Anyone, there's obviously one remote guy who thinks that way, and it's the story of that remote guy only, you know. So I think totality one needs to see the film to understand. About your question being whether it should be shot, I think when Excel comes on board as producers, you know that it's going to be a great looking film, it's going to be well shot, it's going to be well looked after in terms of production. The sensitivity that Karan as a director has towards these issues is immense, and we knew that we were in safe hands, that there was a logical outlook towards the issue that we were dealing with. I think the written material is so correct that as an actor we just had to perform with the written material, and certainly we are not trying to hurt anyone's religious sentiments and definitely not trying to project, but it's about, I think, India as a country and people are extremely broad-minded to look at different perspectives, and that's what this film is all about. First of all, I didn't know he was a film critic when I signed the film. I came to know later that he is also a film critic, but I'm okay. I've never taken a stance against criticism towards me. I think any kind of criticism is only helpful and constructive. That's my perspective towards it. And Karan is, then I read a couple of articles, he's very funny when he writes, and that reflects in the film also. He's a knowledgeable guy, and he's directed the film as a filmmaker, not a film critic. That's one quality I really liked about him.
It was fab, yeah. As I said, like working with Riteish, you never felt like you were working on the set because he always has jokes to crack. His sense of humor is great. I think he's the one who actually held my hand all through the film and made me feel comfortable. चल अभी ये करके देखना, अब ये करके देखना, अरे ये क्यों किया, एक और दे दे, ये better होगा, try करना. And that's always working for me. I've also learned a lot of things, be it on the technical aspect, or even being a good human being. That's what I've learned from him. And thank you so much. This you didn't pay me for. This is extra, send me later. I can't afford to pay him. So whatever he says is like organic.
Yeah, absolutely.
From experience.
I think when I got to know that Pulkit is the actor who's playing the other role, I had seen his work, I really liked him as an actor. I happened to see Fukre, and I really enjoyed the kind of film it is and the kind of performance he gave. But while acting with him, I realized that there is an inherent, kind of energy that he brings about within that scene. He might look a man of few words and quiet, but when the camera is on, he is magical. That's what he brought to the scene. I was really amazed with the fact that he has a dialect for his character from South Bangistan, and that's a very quirky local dialect. It's not easy, but with conviction to do it and to perform and then change the dialogue again when he changes into the other religion character. So that kind of understanding, knowledge and execution was phenomenal on his part. And when you work with an actor who's good, who's competent, it's more fun to do scenes because you know that you're trying to do, there's a material that is written, and when two actors come together and if they can sync the timing, hopefully you are able to achieve what's written or probably just take it ahead.
I had to work harder because I was doing it with him. तो कोई मुझे भी तो देखे.
अरे कुछ नहीं, मैं बताता हूँ ये पिक्चर में मुझसे 10 गुना बेटर है.
10 गुना कम सीन है. That's the last edit. For 1 second, it wasn't on the paper like that.
What?
Did you cut my scenes?
I cut your scenes? Of course I've cut your scenes. You
villain.
आज के बाद आपको शिकायत का मौका नहीं दूंगा.
It was actually exploring this side of yours where you don't really think about what's the bigger picture in the world, and you only think about yourself, your family, your closed ones. But it's very important to think what is not right with the world, and that's what I think Karan was, to a big extent, a big influence in that particular thinking, because he thinks like that, and that is also reflected in the writing that is there in the film.
As production, I would love to produce a Hindi film, but right now I'm actually producing 2 more Marathi movies. If I get a subject that I think, because the dynamics of Marathi production and Hindi production are too different, and though I have had experience of working in the industry for the last 10-12 years, hopefully if I get a subject that I think has enough strength to sustain in a Hindi industry at the box office, I will definitely produce. Mauli, hopefully year-end or early next year, depending. We'll have to just lock in a few dates with Nishikant. He's also busy with Drishyam, so both of us will be free post 31st July.
I would love to. I would love to. I think the kind of writing that is in Marathi films and the kind of producers that are there in Marathi films, it's great.
Yeah, and if you get
and the kind
actors who speak Marathi so well, it'll be great to have Pulkit.
Changla, changla.
Bangchor, Great Grand Masti and Houseful 3. Jununiyat.
Sanam Re, Jununiyat, and I'll watch Houseful 3.
And why not Great Grand Masti?
I'll watch that also.
Thanks.
I'll be busy shooting the other two now.
So what?
That time, so you'll call me for a screening?
Yeah, I'll have a special screening for you.
I thought you'll never talk to me after Bangistan is done.
That's true. I will write a few things.